I'm Josh Davis. I farm here at Felona Farm with my wife Christina. We're in Franklin, Georgia, and today we're going to be talking about rotational grazing for pigs. So one of the great benefits about rotational grazing with pigs is it allows them to have a much more varied diet, a lot more similar to what they have in the wild, which creates a healthier, more delicious, all-around better quality meat. Also, rotational grazing creates a symbiosis between the pigs and the land, and that they are utilizing things that the land provides them, such as grass and acorns and roots, and in return they are fertilizing the land that they're getting it from. So one key component for making the rotational grazing system successful, I found, is to utilize heritage breeds of pigs. The older breeds forage more and utilize the forage more efficiently. The heritage breeds I have here are Mulefoot, Tamworth, Large Black, and Berkshire. This time of year I keep the 8 adult pigs on around an acre or so, with most of that woods to take advantage of the acorns. I like a bigger paddock at this size to give them more room to find all of the nuts and forage. During the warmer months, I usually use more like 50 to 60% pasture, in that it allows them to forage more of the grasses and the weeds that they enjoy. The time in the paddock varies as well. Right now, I'll leave them in there around in about an acre paddock for about a week in order to let them utilize all the forage, but it varies, and there's nothing that can replace going out and checking on them every other day or so to see how well they're utilizing the forage and how much they have left. So even with all the fantastic forage that the pigs have access to, I found that I still need to supplement them with a grain daily. I have a non-GMO corn and soy meal mix, and I try to give about 2 to 4 pounds per pig per day, depending on their nutritional needs at the time. One of the real difficulties in a rotational grazing system is access to water. I am incredibly lucky in that I have 2 large creeks and several natural springs that I include in each paddock for the animals. Of course, it's not ideal to have pigs on the creeks. However, I try to minimize the damage by moving them a lot, and my herd is at a size now where I can sustain that. However, as my herd gets bigger, I plan on implementing a watering system involving wells and irrigation. For fencing, I use a single strand of polyelectric tape attached to a solar charger, which I've found gives me the best combination of portability and security. It's enough to keep the animals in, but not so much that it's an undue burden when I'm moving them. To move the pigs, I use the great motivator that I use to get the pigs to do almost anything, and that's feed. At around 3 months of age, I transfer the piglets out of the rotational system into a permanent fencing system and keep the adults rotating throughout the pastures. Out of all the different ways I could have chosen to raise pigs, this to me was the obvious choice. It's the one that's best for my customers, it's best for the land, it's best for the animals, and it's something that I really love doing.